substitution of x equals a sin theta. Right, there's no limit, so I'm going to have to get it in terms of a. Right, so I need to substitute for the dx, so I differentiate. Dx by d theta is a cos theta, so dx is a cos theta d theta. So this integral then becomes the integral of the square root of x squared, which is a squared sin squared theta, plus a squared times dx, which is a cos theta d theta. Right, let's tidy up the square root. A squared is a common factor. A squared bracket sin squared theta plus 1 times a cos theta d theta. Right, I know that cos squared theta minus sin squared theta is 1. So cos squared theta is 1 plus sin squared theta, so I can replace that. So that's the integral, and then the square root of a squared sin squared plus 1 is cos squared times a cos theta d theta. Right, the square root of a squared cos squared is a cos theta, a cos theta d theta. That's the integral of a squared cos squared theta d theta. Now I'm going to integrate cos squared. I use the double angle formula, so cos 2 theta is 2 cos squared theta minus 1. So cos 2 theta plus 1 is cos squared theta. So substituting in, and then that's the integral of a squared, so cos squared is cos 2 theta plus 1 d theta. There's a 2 there, so this is a half cos 2 theta plus 1 is cos squared theta. So that's over 2, that's a squared over 2. Integrating cos 2 theta is sin 2 theta over 2 plus theta. And then I got to get it back into x's. So that's a squared over 2. Sin 2 theta is 2 sin theta cos theta over 2 plus theta. So the 2's cancel off. So I know that sin theta is x over a. So I can sub in for sin there. Theta from this, theta is sin to minus 1 of x over a. So I'll substitute for that. So I need my cos theta. So go and sin theta here then. So I know that cos squared theta minus sin squared theta is 1. So cos squared theta minus x squared over a squared is equal to 1. So cos squared theta is 1 plus x squared over a squared. Theta is right. So that's a squared over a squared plus x squared over a squared. So cos squared theta is a squared plus x squared over a squared. So cos theta is the square root of that. Which is the square root of a squared plus x squared over a. So that's cos theta in terms of x. So coming back to the integral then, so this is a squared over 2. Right, sin theta is x over a. Cos theta is the square root of a squared plus x squared over a. Plus theta, which is sin to the minus 1 of x over a. So that's a squared over 2. Turning around, that's sin to the minus 1 x over a. Plus that's x root a squared plus x squared over a times a, which is a squared which is what was asked in the question. Okay, part B, I want the arc length for this here, y equals x squared from 0 less than equal to x 1. So from the formula booklet, the formula for the arc length in Cartesian form will be the integral from 0 to 1 with the square root of 1 plus dy by dx all squared dx. So dy by dx is 2x. So substitute into this, that's integral from 0 to 1 with the square root of 1 plus 2x all squared dx, which is the integral from 0 to 1 of the square root of 1 plus 4x squared dx. So I've got something similar to part A. Okay, I haven't done part A for nothing here. It's gonna, if you notice the link. Right, the coefficient of x squared is 1, so I need to get that 4 out there. So that's the integral from 0 to 1 of the square root of 4 bracket, and then that'll be 1 over 4 for the first term, plus x squared dx. Square root of 4 is 2, so it's twice the integral from 0 to 1 of the square root of x squared plus a quarter dx. Now that's the same as the first part, okay, which is part A, where a squared is a quarter, so a is a half. So that's going to be twice, like a squared over 2, so that's a half squared over 2, sinh to the minus 1 of x over a, so that's x over a half, plus x root of x squared plus a squared, which is a quarter, all over a squared, which is a quarter, from 0 to 1. Looks a little bit of a mess. 2 over 2 cancels off, that gives me 1/4. That's sinh to the minus 1, x shared by 2 is 2x, plus that quarter there will flip up to 4x, root x squared plus quarter from 0 to 1. So it's a quarter of sinh to the minus 1 of 2, putting 1 in, plus 4 times the square root of 1 1/4, minus 1/4, put 0 in, sinh to the minus 1 of 0, plus 4 lots of 0, that's 0, so that second term is equal to 0, and then calculating out what I got here then, so that's 1 over 4 bracket sinh to the minus 1 of 2, close the bracket, plus 4 times the square root of 1 1/4, that's 1.25. Close the bracket there. And that's equal to 1.47894 to 1.48 to 2 decimal places.